Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're having a lovely day. So today I'm here to announce another win. Last month I announced that a right to repair bill for tractors passed in the state of Colorado with the help of all of you. And today I'm here to announce that in the state of Minnesota, an electronics right to repair bill passed with, again, the help of all of you. 3 years ago, I was talking about a senator, Gary Doms, that was standing in the way of this bill getting passed, and he has been just winked out of the way, and as a result of him not being in the picture anymore, we were able to actually get something done. The effort to get started on this started around August of 2021 for me when I posted this blog post on a website that doesn't have an image showing because I don't pay anybody to maintain it, which I really should fix at some point, but I digress. I try to spend money on the things that matter, like a good lobbyist. Shep at Frederickson and Byron has done an amazing job by all of us by getting this passed with the minimal amount of poison pills, which I am very happy with. I genuinely believe this to be a right to repair bill that's way better than the garbage that passed in New York State. There's one section that's minorly bothersome, and I'll read it to you here. It says, nothing in this section requires an OEM to make available parts, documentation, or tools related to cybersecurity, except as necessary for the repair or maintenance of equipment. Notwithstanding anything in this section to the contrary, an original equipment manufacturer is not required to make available parts, documentation, or tools related to cybersecurity, which could, 1, reasonably give a recipient or third-party access to trade secret or personally identifiable information owned or possessed by an OEM for itself or on behalf of another person, 2, is protected from disclosure under other laws of the state, or 3, could reasonably be used to compromise cybersecurity or cybersecurity equipment. Cue Apple saying that the location of a fuse is a cybersecurity risk. That part is probably going to get fought in the courts when somebody like me knocks on the door and says, "Hi, I'd like to buy a charging chip now so that when the machine's not charging anymore, I can replace the chip and fix it." I have a feeling that they're going to try to point to that. However, in court, when you actually have cybersecurity experts show up, that should be a fairly easy one to get around. And the next is that this covers electronics besides farm and construction equipment, video game consoles, specialized cybersecurity tools, motor vehicles, and medical devices. I really would have preferred that this included things like medical devices, definitely game consoles, but this was a compromise. Again, it's the first bill that gets passed that is not completely screwed up. So I'm saying this is a pretty good step forward. I don't think that this bill is functionally useless. I think this bill is actually pretty good. The one thing is that many manufacturers have said, we don't want to deal with a patchwork of bills in every single state. We'd like one bill. We'd like one set of rules that we can abide by. And I agree, which is why I implore these manufacturers to stop fucking up the bills that I do pass. In New York, you fucked up my bill, so I had to go to another state and get something done. And in this state, you added the cybersecurity shit in there, which means I now have to go back to the drawing board in another state and get another bill passed without this garbage language in it. If you want there to be just one set of laws, I agree with you. Can you do me a favor and stop adding shit to my bill? This is really inconvenient for me. Luckily for me, between my two nonprofits, I have over $800,000 left in the bank, which I'm going to use to continue moving forward and trying to get a bill passed in another state that doesn't have this stupid limiting language in it. And if you want to not have different bills in different states with different rules, please do me a favor and stop ruining my bills. Because here's the problem. Every single time you pricks add some poison pill to my bill, whether for cybersecurity or danger, blah-de-blah-de-blah, I now have to go to another state and try to get another bill passed. This is lose-lose. For you, you have a more confusing patchwork of legislation you have to deal with across the country. For me, I have to keep doing work without getting paid for it, because unlike you pricks, I don't get paid for lobbying. Take a look at the spreadsheets in the description down below. They go over every single expenditure from both of my nonprofits, and you can even ask questions in the comments section. If you have a question about any specific expense, I will type it into the spreadsheet so that you know exactly how we spend all of our money, which is something you won't notice most nonprofits doing, but ours does. You may notice that mine does not pay for my expenses, mine does not pay for my salary, it doesn't even pay for my breakfast. This nonprofit pays me nothing. So I actually have an incentive structure to solve this problem before 2042. Unlike other nonprofits like CompTIA, where the director is getting $900,000 a year, I get nothing. Meaning that I am incentivized to solve this problem as soon as possible. I am incentivized to get a bill passed that doesn't have any BS in it as soon as possible because I'm not getting paid for this. If this problem continues going on until 2050, I'm not getting paid to continue spreading awareness of an issue. Because of the way this has been set up, I am incentivized to get a clean bill passed as soon as possible so that I don't have paperwork to fill out, so I don't have to ask my CPA to spend hours with me going over my nonprofits, so I don't have to deal with lobbyists and attorneys and everything else that you have to deal with to try to get this stuff done. I too would like to stop working, but it requires that you stop screwing up my bills, which means no more lying to legislators, no more telling them that magtrometers will explode, no more telling them that there's a cybersecurity risk if Lewis is able to get access to a schematic so he knows where a fuse is. In all seriousness, I want to thank the audience, because again, why is it that I have this money to be able to do this? All of you. Why do more people know about Right to Repair now than the 1 or 4 people that knew about it when I started my channel? All of you. Why is it that this is a mainstream issue? All of you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for allowing me to do what I do, for my industry and for all the other industries. Yes, medical devices are excluded, game consoles and certain other things, but I'm going to be coming back for all of those, I assure you. Everything that was exempted from this bill, I promise you that I will work on getting a bill passed for them until I run out of money or sanity. And I'm not running out of money anytime soon. That's it for today, and as always, I hope you learned something. Pat yourself on the back, you all genuinely deserve it for, again, all of you, even if you didn't give a dime to my nonprofit when I started this effort 2.5 years ago, just for letting people know that this is a problem, helping them in their own personal lives when they have a problem with their device, showing them that it can be fixed in spite of what the manufacturer told them, and allowing them to share in the joy of repair. Every single one of you helped us get passed, and I am incredibly grateful, humbled, honored, and happy to have you all as an audience. And another sincere thank you that is very well deserved and very well earned to the people at US PIRG, in particular, Nathan Proctor and Kevin O'Reilly. Nathan Proctor was one of the few people that I noticed who was consistent in showing up to all these different legislatures and organizing things long before I ever actually collected any money to these nonprofits. So when I did decide to take this more seriously, I asked for his help and counsel in getting things done, and he has been instrumental every step of the way in every state to ensuring that we have information for legislators that go over why the manufacturers are full of it, information for legislators on why this is a problem, groups of people to show up to the legislative houses so that we can show that this is an issue that several different large groups and constituents and voting blocks have interest in, and also for interfacing with lobbyists. He has been absolutely invaluable, as has his team, and he deserves a shout out in this video because, I mean, let's just be real here, he's doing all the actual work, I'm just yelling into a camera. If you're at all curious about how my nonprofits spend money, I'll include links to spreadsheets in a video in the description down below. This is a spreadsheet that shows every single expenditure in my bank accounts, but I'll do you one better. This is a spreadsheet that you can comment on, so if you have a question about any one of these expenditures from the nonprofit bank accounts, you can ask your question, and then I will answer your question in that spreadsheet. So you know exactly how we're spending our money, what we're spending it on, and most importantly, why we spent that money. Some of the expenditures that I have are expenditures I'm genuinely proud of, and some of them are expenditures that I'm kind of ashamed of. I feel that they're mistakes. But I want this process to be 100% open and transparent to all of you so that you understand exactly how my nonprofits work and exactly how the advocacy works. That's it for today, and as always, I hope you learned something. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye now.